All right, so Stussy was revealed to be Mad's first clone, and me and Joy Boy, I've been waiting on this day, Joy Boy. I've been waiting on this day, Joy Boy, to get at you, man. Now I'm joking. Nah, but Stussy has been revealed to be a clone. She has vampirish like characteristics. She got the wings like a bat. We know bats and
Yeah.
vampires are close. She bit Rob Lucci, or not Rob Lucci, Kaku. She bit Kaku and pretty much, uh, you know, disabled him. Got him out the way, and she threatened Lucci. So one question, I'm gonna start out with this. I'm gonna start from this because this was kind of a debate among me and Joy Boy. Does Stussy have a devil fruit, or is that more of a genetic,
I think it's
not mutation, but like, was she genetically created to have those wings? Because I'm of the belief, and before me and Joy Boy go at it. I never once said that it's not for sure a devil fruit. I'm of the belief that they could have genetically modified her, not with Lunarian DNA, Joy Boy, because I think that's what you think I'm
That's
trying to say.
no,
I
that's
think
not
that's
what I
what
was
you.
trying to
I
say.
think that's what you think I'm
Nope,
trying to say.
nope, that's
yeah.
nope.
I'm saying
No,
that's what
at
that's
all.
what you
Wait, wait,
think
wait.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
yeah.
to
I'm
say.
literally saying no.
And I'm literally saying that's what you must have think I was trying to say.
No.
Nah, but
Before you guys,
but what we
before you guys fight.
what are we working with? A devil fruit, or is it more of a genetic
Okay.
mutation that they put in
So,
her?
so for me, I think it's a devil fruit. And I would specifically think that it's the devil fruit that we're seeing Caesar holding, the black devil fruit. I think it's the cover
Ooh,
story is the. I think the
I
cover story
like
is telling
that.
us is being born, because if
I
you look at
like
Judge,
that.
Judge is much younger. If you look at Judge, he's much younger than now. So I think it was back in the day, Stussy the first successful clone. The highlight of it.
My
Mhm.
pushback on
So
that,
I
my pushback on that, why I kind of might have to disagree with that, which it actually does make sense. So it's actually a good explanation. But Caesar, like Caesar, we seen how Caesar devil fruits work. They're
yeah.
like extremely flawed, right? Like if you eat one of
Mhm.
those small devil fruits, from what we see, like you're pretty much stuck with whatever, like you're kind of stuck in between a state of whatever the animal that the devil fruit you ate or the small
Yeah.
fruit you ate is. So it's super flawed, right? Like so Stussy, from what we know, we didn't even realize she had wings. Like we didn't realize she was even possibly a devil fruit user, right? Like her things were hidden, like it. So if that's the it just don't
Then
make sense that Caesar would make a devil fruit that's actually like his first devil fruit that he made, or one of his earlier devil
I've
fruits that he made is
I have a
Pushback on
great
better.
that.
Hold on,
I have
can
a
I
great counter
finish?
for
Can
that.
I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? Y'all trying to? It wouldn't make sense that one of his early devil fruits is better, or his first devil fruit potentially is better than his later small devil fruits. Okay, go ahead. Cube.
So
I'll let Cube go and then Joy Boy.
okay, so the pushback with that, I would say, and that's something I've always thought of. And I'm not saying he's the dumbest of them all, but I think he is the one who is the most like he has one specialty, which is devil fruit. And I think back in the day, he had Judge, Queen, all of them adding those other things. And I think that's why he was while all the others branched out by themselves all those years, he only's been alone for the last 2 or 3 years because Vegapunk left him because he couldn't deal with him anymore. So I do think even though he's good at creating devil fruit, he's lacking other expertise in different areas, and that's why his versions is literally the guy who's in the team but doesn't follow everything. So when he's alone and he has to do his own thing, he's only good with that small part, but the rest of the project keeps falling apart because he's missing the people who are doing a lot of the other part of the work. Could also be
Yeah.
Love
that.
that.
Go ahead, Joy Boy.
Love that estimation of Caesar, by the
Hold,
way.
hold on, Mike. Go ahead, Joy Boy.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. I mean, if Vegapunk is still there, he could have worked in tandem with Vegapunk, and that could have just made it a successful fruit, anyways. Because it's not just
I
him
don't.
on by
I
himself making it.
I still kind of disagree with that because I feel as though like because I feel as though how it's been portrayed. Momonosuke's devil fruit was like the first actual successful artificial devil fruit,
Mhm.
and that was made by
It wasn't successful, right?
say what
Said, but it wasn't successful, right?
it was because the color, but other than that.
True.
Other than that, it don't seem like Vegapunk ever made a successful devil fruit before that, and he didn't even consider that one a successful. I would consider that one a success, but he didn't consider it a success. So I would that would like it. It don't seem like any time before that he's ever replicated a devil fruit. So even in helping somebody, he's never. It doesn't seem like. Well, we haven't had enough, but that literally seemed like the first successful one. Like, cause he was even asked, was like, was it successful? What color was the dragon? It was pink. Oh damn, it wasn't. Like, so I don't know. I don't think that was successful. I don't think that devil fruit Caesar was holding was unless we learn that it does have like some type of something where it's not perfect devil fruit, right? Like a fault, like not fault. Words are skipping me right now, but it has like something.
Flaws? You mean flaw?
A flaw, yeah, a flaw. Damn, I'm going stupid today. Yeah, like unless we
Dude,
find out that
I'm French.
Stussy has
I'm
a
French.
flaw.
Shame on you.
Unless we find out that if Stussy has a devil fruit, it's flawed still, right? Then maybe I guess it could work like that. But hers don't seem like hers seem like if that is a devil fruit indeed, it seems way better than any smile fruit we've ever seen, you know. And I don't think that they've perfected the creation of artificial devil fruits. And if he did have help from Judge and Vegapunk and all them, why couldn't he remember how he created those artificial devil fruits with them? You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't he figure that out when they literally helped him create this devil fruit that was actually a success? So I don't know if I agree with y'all that reasoning you said, QB. It makes sense. I give it to you, but I feel as though Caesar would have learned and would have been able to still continue to create successes.
And then I'll let Mikey talk. But this is what I'll say, and it's because I already sold that to Joy Boy this weekend. If it's a devil fruit, it follows a list of non-canon devil fruit that becomes canon, like the Big Oven's devil fruit that was non-canon that became canon. There's a mythical vampire bad devil fruit.
Mm-hmm.
That's why also. That's maybe my headcanon is maybe because of that. So I said, it must be that fruit. That's coming canon wise.
Mikey,
that's my pick.
You got any pushback, Mikey?
Just story wise, narrative wise, I like that devil fruit being Stussy's if she has one. I do like that. You brought up some good points though, Blumf. I'm not really sure where I land on that at the moment. I feel kind of on the fence. My thing is that devil fruit doesn't look like any other devil fruit, real or smile, that we've seen so far. It almost looks like peacock feathers. That's something I'm having a hard time rationalizing, why it doesn't really look like, the swirly devil fruits or the little polka dot apple smiles. It's interesting.
I mean, it was an early
that's
devil
the culmination. Yeah, that's true, and that's why I'm kind of not hammering in on that really. It's just something lingering that I wanted to bring up.
Yeah.
Aside from that, I've been curious if she does have a devil fruit, if it's not, like Dracula or vampire, if it's like succubus. Because hasn't she kind of had these...
Oh, wait, she is the leader of the Pleasure District, right?
Pleasure District, yeah.
Queen of the Pleasure District, exactly. She has kind of been shown to be able to not control, it hasn't been full out control, but certainly influence people just from like a simple phrase, just by like saying something. I think back to Dufeld specifically in Whole Cake.
Yeah. But
ultimately I'm just not sure.
Vampires, I think one ability vampires has vampires have in like mythology and lore is they have an ability to be able to control people or entice people.
Compulsion.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, compulsion. So
Like
desire.
that's why a lot of them they're usually able to woo people a lot easier than most people's, because a lot of it is their ability and maybe some charisma as well. But yeah, so it would it still could make sense that she has like a vampire devil fruit. You know what I mean? Especially being the pleasure district. What's called and for me it's not saying like how can I say this? Could it be a devil fruit? Yeah. Like I told Joy Boy that 20 times. I don't know why he like keeps wanting to argue about this, but I'll joke it. but like
but also
my thing is
there's the water.
Hold on, Q. I just think that whatever even if it is a devil fruit, right? Instead of her eating it, I think it could have been more spliced into her DNA. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, the Seraphim, I think they were spliced. Like, their abilities, like, they might have had, like, devil fruit DNA spliced into their DNA. Because we know that S. Sharp has Senior Pink's devil fruit ability. But Senior Pink is still alive, most likely with his devil fruit. So it's not like S. Sharp most likely didn't eat a devil fruit, right? Like the devil fruit ability or the devil fruit genetics are spliced into the Seraphim, right? And that was kind of my point with Stussy. Like, instead of creating her and then having her eat a devil fruit, it's either they spliced either like animal genetics into her or they spliced devil fruit genetics into her. Like, that was kind of my what I was pushing, because it just makes more sense instead of just having them eat it. When you're creating them, just splice the genes into their genes, and then they just, once they're created, they already have the abilities, and you could probably even modify it a little bit, to where you could take away the weakness or something. Possibly, I don't know. I would think so. Like, if anybody could do it, Vegapunk.
So with that, don't they get their fruit powers from the green blood? The Seraphim?
Maybe, but
I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Maybe,
and
but
like,
listen, but Joy Boy, even if they do get the powers from the green blood, the green blood is within them, right? You know what I'm saying? It's not like they ate the devils. It's the green blood.
It's shown to be a tank on them.
I don't think so. I don't think they get the powers. I think it just helps them. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was stated that's how they have their fruit powers.
Pythagoras talked about the importance of green blood. He talked about the importance of green blood. He said that the BP numbers of the green blood was increasing, and he wanted to fix something about that.
Yeah, I know that.
It did seem to be important, but yeah, that's what
I'm saying. But I know that the green blood is important, but I'm thinking it's more important to their evolution as Seraphim. Like, that's what I kind of took it as, like their ability to learn the use of the devil fruit. Like Jinbei, for example. Jinbei, the green blood is more just making the Seraphim more like Jinbei, right? Helping him know, like, because it was like, because they were saying something about, like, I think his Fishman Karate, like, he was, like, because Jinbei was a unique case, because that's when they said something about the green blood was when Jinbei was fighting the Straw Hats. Jinbei has Senior Pink's like ability, but how he uses it is just like how a fishman would use water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
wait, here it is. I found it.
So
For parameciatypes, however, I found that as long as you have that uses bloodline elements, you can synthesize it and administer a special kind of blood to confer those powers to others. That is the liquid running through their arms, green
oh,
blood. So
what
the green blood is what gives them the devil fruit powers.
what chapter was that? I'm gonna look at that.
I'll send it in the chat.
You want to send the
In the
panel?
VC chat.
All right.
Well, you guys look at that. The thing I wanted to add, which because you talk about vampire bluff, you forgot the most important thing. Vampires can't go on water or in water. They can walk on the water, but or else if they touch water, they get destroyed.
Well, they can't
legend
cross
goes.
running water. Either,
Yeah,
right?
running water. That's exactly. Yeah,
You
yeah,
said
it's running water. Yeah.
vampires can't what?
They're running water, so water like sea, stuff like that. They can't as well. They can't go in the water. If they go inside the water, their body will be destroyed.
Yeah.
Which I find it interesting with the Delphoid stuff, you know. Okay, so what did
Okay. Yeah, but so about cloning, right? Because we know Stussy is the first clone that Mads made, right? The first clone that the Mads scientists made, right? So, do you guys think there are more of them, right? Because I've heard a name being thrown around a lot, right? Weevil, right? So now, you know, because one thing I've always said, one thing I've been saying for the longest is I don't know what Weevil's purpose is in this story, right? Like he just seemed like he's always been the oddest character in this story, right? Like because most characters I feel as though have some level of purpose, you know, even if it's very small. But I was like Weevil, like Weevil seemed like he has the potential to be super important or just not important. Like it's hard to predict with Weevil, but a lot of people think he might be a clone. I mean, seeing how his mother was cloned, right? One of y'all said something about Bakken possibly going to Vegapunk for Sanctuary, I guess, and that's actually something I actually thought about, right? Like maybe. One thing I kind of considered, right, like with the possibility of Weevil being a clone is that Bakken might have had like a crush, or she might have been in love with Whitebeard, right? So maybe maybe she wanted to have Whitebeard's child, so she asked Vegapunk like, hey, you know, like maybe I think there might have been some level of agreement with Vegapunk and Bakken. I think maybe Bakken allowed Vegapunk to like use her DNA to create a clone of her. If Vegapunk gave her a clone of Whitebeard in her, possibly like something along that line.
A tale of unrequited love.
Yeah, I think she wanted to have Whitebeard's child, so
yeah,
it's like, hey,
I really
think
like
it's the
that.
opposite.
I really like that.
I think it's the opposite. I think whatever Whitebeard did pissed off Bakken, because I've been thinking, what if she wanted to make Weevil and the whole hunting down Whitebeard pirates was always a plan. She wanted the Whitebeard to have his family be destroyed by a clone of himself, who's claiming to be the real son of Whitebeard, the one that follows his blood, killing his entire family.
I think
because
you're right.
Weevil dropped this week a theory about Blackbeard, and he made the reference about how Bakken she has the same necklace and ring as Blackbeard is wearing, and I'm wondering if it's not connected to Xebex. And so whatever Whitebeard did back in the day, Bakken hates him for it.
I agree and disagree with you, Cube. I think I believe that she loved him, but I think she might have hated him because he may not have reciprocated feelings for her.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why she might hate him. But it's more of a I hate you because you don't love me type thing. It's more of a you don't want me, so I hate you. So I want to get revenge on you. But her wanting to clone a Whitebeard, I think, is because she always loved Whitebeard, right?
Yeah.
Like she was like it was like it's to me it's a sense of entitlement. Like it's like, oh well, you're me and Whitebeard's son, even though you're not really Whitebeard's son, I've pretty much forced a clone upon this man, and because I'm so delusional, you are his son, and you are pretty much the inheritor of everything of his whole treasure, right? Like that's kind of my look on it.
Mhm.
But Joy Boy, you got anything to add about Weevil? Do you think Weevil
I could
is a
definitely
clone?
see like Weevil being like a failed clone of Whitebeard.
Yeah.
I think that would work out pretty well, other than him just being straight up Whitebeard and Buckingham's son.
Yeah. And shout out to Eliz, man. Shout out to Eliz in the chat with the wave. What's good with you, Eliz? But so Mikey, what about you? I think you had something to say as well.
Yeah, I want some Weevil. Were you kind of inferring earlier that you think they could be the mystery ally? Did I hear that correctly?
I mean that's definitely a topic that we're going to talk about, but I don't think nobody said anything about Mystery Ally. I mean
Okay.
that's a
Well,
topic for later, but
someone said something about that, and just hearing you guys talk that out about Weevil, it's interesting. Like, where have they been the last time, or the first time we met them? Actually, they had resolved we need to find Luffy, so we can kind of guess they're coming after Luffy to some degree. That would be interesting if they're already on Egghead. I think on Weevil being the clone specifically, yeah, I think that's definitely the obvious one. If any character is a clone, I was wondering. I don't want to go off topic if we're focused on Weevil, but if we're talking about potential clones,
yeah.
I mean, have you guys been thinking of like me personally? I've been thinking of Tashigi. She came to
Yes,
mind. That's such
I
a random
I agree.
character that goes back. Yeah, that like that mystery goes back so long.
You think
And
Tashigi's
could this be the explanation? But it's like, how does that?
a clone of Kuina?
Queena, yeah.
There's nothing really to suggest it beyond they remain the same age. Like Tashigi is the same age as Quina would have been.
No, she's Queena is 1 year older, but I'm gonna add a bone to your side. The year that Dragon saved Sabo and they were at Zoro's Island is around the same year as Queena passed away.
Get
Kuma
out of
was on
town.
Zoro near.
What?
He was near Zoro Island during the time that she passed away, because she passed away like 11
You're
years ago.
so right.
And
You're so right.
and the whole Sabo thing, this whole Sabo thing happened after he had his Doubtful 12 years ago. The whole event happened in the same year, and that was the last thing. So it could have been around the same time or close to it. Kuma was on was on the island.
Elid says maybe she asked VP Vegapunk, talking about Bakken. Maybe she asked Vegapunk to clone Whitebeard's jewelry. Clone Whitebeard's jewelry. You mean like get the DNA from Whitebeard's jewelry and use that DNA to clone Whitebeard, or actually cloning his jewelry? Like how would that work though? Like how would that create a Whitebeard looking like if you clone his jewelry? That's why I'm curious.
Maybe that's why it's so messed up.
Yeah, I mean that could be, but I would think he'd take the DNA from, but that could be. But
Exactly.
Going
No,
to
I'm
Kuina
kidding.
though, like Kuina, why would Vegapunk clone Kuina though? And when did when would have Vegapunk have met Kuina or Mads or whoever cloned Kuina? You know, like it would have had to be something.
That's exactly the thing.
Like how
My only thought is because she's a Shimizuki, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Well,
that's true. That's true. Why not clone Kyoshiro or Koshiro?
I think I think it's a type of situation. If it's this type of situation where at that moment this plot made perfect sense.
Shoot, maybe
Like, it's
Zoro's a
situation
clone.
circuit.
Maybe Zoro's a clone of Ryuma or something. Or
yeah.
Shoot,
It is like at that point. Yeah.
we
you
still
can
haven't
just
gotten
apply
nothing
it to
about
any
his
character.
relation though. we still haven't got Zoro's relation to the
Oh,
Shimosi,
I know.
despite the cock tease Oda gave us in Wano when he had Hyogoro bring it up, and then we never followed on that. Man, I'm still mad about that, bro. I'm still mad
Plot
about
twist.
that.
Imagine all the plot twist. Imagine all these are clones. That would be
Man.
horrible.
I mean,
that
I am
would
worried about Luffy being a clone. Not too worried, but I am. You know, it's there in my mind now.
Yeah, now everybody's gonna be clones, man. Now everybody gonna
Yeah.
be a clone. Oh man. So all right. So anything else on Stussy was okay. I got a question. I got a question since we kind of talked about the cover page a little bit. Or a previous cover page, the one where we had the previous mad scientists, right? So so was that Stussy or was that Bakken? Was that Stussy or Bakken on that cover page? Do y'all believe?
I'm
think
gonna
it's
lean
Stussy.
towards Bakken.
Yeah,
You
it's gotta
lean
be
towards
Bakken.
Bakken.
Well, I mean, the only reason why I would say Stussy because she did seem to be around the same age as the other guys, and Bakken is like 20 or 30 years older than most of the Mets. She's like Garp's age, close to the 80s.
Yeah, yeah. So because of that
That's the
age,
only reason why.
so she was pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, because I believe it was Bakken as well. Because if like Stussy ages, right? Like if Stussy does age, you know, because if we don't know if Vegapunk's able to kind of stop aging, like stop aging within some clones or something. But I would think that Stussy does age, so I would think maybe if that was Stussy in the cover page, she would be way older by now. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, she would look somewhat older, and Stussy looks young. You know, she looks pretty young.